Hello, welcome back to the vlog. It is Sunday. We are getting ready to film a video for my friend Steph. Our friends Steph and Justin are eloping. They were supposed to get married. Rona canceled their wedding. They rescheduled it. Rona was still happening, so they said, F it, we're going to elope. And then they asked that all of the people that were attending to just send them like videos on with marriage advice. So we have to do that. And then I also wanted to give you a sneak peek at Christmas stuff. I got a lot of stuff to do this week. I have a ton of stuff to do this week. But yeah, it's been a super busy day. It's gonna be a super busy week. But I wanted to at least get this vlog started and say hello. And my fire ant bites are healing. I am not on Motrin. I am sleeping. Everything is better than it was this time a week ago, this time 2 weeks ago. Because 2 weeks fire ant bites makes you question life. So let me show you something. Jeremy's lights. Mama! It's okay. His lights came in. And then we got some new stuff for this holiday season. Yeah, this room is, I gotta deal with this. I actually did deal with it, but it still looks like this. So yeah. So this is my big task for the week. And believe it or not, trees are not in this room. So the trees are not included in what's behind me. That's okay. So yeah, if you are not a Christmas person, my channel is probably gonna really piss you off in the next couple of months. But if you are, or if you just need levity in the shitstorm that is this year, feel free to follow along. It's Monday. Hi, Mama. What are you doing? Come on. So, I am dressed and I am ready to put up the first tree. I'm gonna put up the 12-foot tree so I can film content in front of it. And I will do a whole video. I've got plans and plans and plans. I'm gonna do a whole video on like every single room. So just expect a whole bunch of content coming soon. Something else that I wanted to tell you is I am test driving like a way to hack hot chocolate. So for those of y'all that are like trying to watch it, that want to gain, that are trying to lose, anything like that, I've had an idea in my head for a little while and I decided to like start doing the research. So it's in time for the holidays and I've like, you know, kind of idiot proofed it a little bit. But B, because today is the first day of this like 8-week like diet bet we're all doing. So me and like a bunch of us we all chipped in $50 into this big pot. And then we have to check in every 2 weeks. But I'm psyched because I can just do this instead of eating candy. Because now it's like on, right? I have like no bronzer on, so pardon my appearance. But I'm gonna get to cleaning my living room for the holidays. But I just wanna come in and check in and say hi. I went out today, let me show you. As I talk about watching it for 8 weeks, my friend picked up 8 bottles of the Snoop Cali Red for me. I obviously can't go in to get it. But I'm psyched because I got that Snoop cameo for my birthday. So now I'm like, I gotta get the Snoop wine. So I got 6 bottles of wine. And if I win, I'll be really excited because it'll pay for like summer Christmas. But B, it's a twofer because then I'll have dropped the weight that I've gained. But I got some Christmas presents that rolled in, so I need to wrap them. So I need to put the tree up so I can put the presents underneath it. And then I need to put the tree up so I can do a holiday haul and show y'all everything I've gotten so far. So really, there's just a whole lot of sense of urgency around getting this damn tree up. I've got 3 trees now, so for now, it could always change. That number could always change. I wasn't kidding when I said I'm over this shit. I want Holly Jolly vibes. So it's Wednesday and I wanted to tell y'all this story about what happened to me yesterday. I've got you on a tripod because I'm about to start decorating some more. I'm filming like holiday decorating this week. So if you see me in the same outfits like in a month, that's what I'm doing. Okay, so I joined this like diet bet, like a group of us went in, we all chipped in $50 and we did this diet bet. And it was just this light-hearted thing where it was like gonna be 8 weeks long and everybody chipped in $50, and it started on Monday. So I did that, and then you like send in pictures and do all the stuff. And everything seemed totally legit, like totally on the up and up. I was like, and it's fine, right? It's just like a group of women, everything's fine. So Monday is day one, send in the photos, and then Tuesday morning I see a post from like the mod of the group saying, okay, and then she put in all caps, no complaints. And I'm like, what? And so I read it, and it's like you have to pick from these 4 options. So basically, from the pool of money, from everybody's $50, there were 4 options. And then like the first place winner got something, and the second place winner got something, right? So I think it was like a 60-40 or 70-30 pot split, but it was like a bag and a wallet. And I'm thinking like, and it's like luxury, right? It's like Gucci and Chloe and whatnot. Let me back up. So it was a 60-40 cash pot split originally. And I know that I know I wouldn't have joined anything that was for like a bag, because that's too sketchy for me. I'm really uncomfortable with that. You know what I mean? There's just too many variables for like counterfeit or just sus stuff. So I'm like, no. So I see that post, and I literally, my entire logic was like, cool, extra Christmas money. Like, it's a twofer. Like, I needed to drop the weight anyway, and I can get some Christmas money out of it. So like, great, total win. Thought nothing of it. And we were all like joking around over the weekend, being like, okay, we're eating like assholes because on Monday it's on. And so Tuesday morning she posts these 4 options, and it's like you have to pick one of the 4, and then like the majority, whoever the majority is, whatever the majority votes for, that's what y'all are working towards. And I looked at it and I was like, oh, I don't want anything to do with this. So I commented like, I thought this was a cash pot. And but I was nice, but I said, oh, I thought this was a cash pot split 60-40. And she responds with, it was never cash, it was always luxury goods. And then does that shrug emoji, and sorry you didn't read. And I was like, whoa, like that was unnecessary. And so I was like, did I miss something? So then I go back, and you know how like Facebook algorithms are, like it's just a pain in the ass. So you gotta like fuck with it a little bit to like figure out if you missed something, because they like bury shit. Anyway, so I was like trying to find, like, did I miss, like, how did I miss this? You know what I mean? And like, I have a life, so it's possible. So I like looked back, and I saw a post that she had made, I think a day or 2 prior, with bags in it. But it legitimately read to me like, especially like in the moment when you're living your life and stuff and you're just kind of scrolling, it read to me like she was shopping, like, oh, if I win, this is what I'm gonna buy. That's how I took it. So, and she claims that was her like shopping for the prizes, but I was like, you could have been way clearer about that. Because like, I'm not reading this like I would like educational material, you know what I mean? Like none of that, like important, please read, none of that shit was posted. And then she tagged me on, so she starts tagging me on these posts to like justify it. And there's no like kindness in her tone. There's no like, oh, I'm sorry you misunderstood, or nothing like that. It's just real bitchy. And I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, why do you have to be so rude? So anyway, so I'm like looking at the stuff, and then she tags me on this one post, and I look at it, and it's like the rules. And it legitimately said like the split, and it said prize, but it didn't say luxury good anywhere. It didn't say bag or wallet or whatever, like nothing like that. And there was no clear indicator that it wasn't cash. So basically it read to me like I didn't actually miss anything. I misunderstood something, but at no point was it clear that I actually misunderstood. It just kind of furthered, you know what I mean? And so I responded with like, wow, I really missed something. Maybe this was in the comments in the original like building of this idea. I don't really know, because I know they had mentioned that there's like a company called Diet Bet, and they like it's like I don't know, it's some sort of service that you give the money to, they make sure everything's on the up and up, but they take a cut, which in hindsight makes sense. And so I remember seeing some back and forth about that, and somebody was like, yeah, but they take a cut, and that's money that could go towards somebody's whatever, like the winner. And so they were like, yeah, it's a bad idea, let's not do that. And again, like, I'm not like knee deep invested in this, I'm just like, oh, cool. And so anyway, so I comment like, oh yeah, I am really uncomfortable with that. I don't want any of that stuff, but B, like, I'm just not comfortable with somebody buying like a luxury good on my behalf without me. If it was like Jeremy or like my family or something, it'd be one thing, but like somebody I don't know sourcing a bag that, you know what I mean? Like, there's just too many variables for it to go wrong, or it to be counterfeit, or it to be used, or like anything like that. And then on top of that, like shipping and insurance and all that kind of stuff, like, no. And so I comment like, I'm really uncomfortable, and she responds with, I said, you know, I'm really uncomfortable, I'm out, honestly, like, it's just not for me. And she responds with, well, you can always sell it, good luck to you. And that, I told Jeremy, I was like, that's such a red flag, because it wasn't you could return it, it was you could sell it. And I said, like, it doesn't even, like, I'm not a resale person. Like, I don't buy anything with the intention to sell it later. And so that just really struck me as like a luxury consumer, as, but as like somebody, I just enjoy my stuff. I don't want to like make it into like a business, right? So, or like a side hustle or anything like that. So I said to him, I'm like, the fact that she didn't tell me I could return it is weird. You know what I mean? Because that's kind of, you can always return stuff. Like, you get at Nordstrom or wherever, you can return it. And I'm like, And so I was really kind in my response to her. Like, I'm really sorry. I'm not trying to attack you. I'm not critical of you at all. Like, I'll take full responsibility for this. I just missed it. So, you know, no harm, no foul. It's okay. I'm just not going to participate. And so I'm out. And I left, and then I sent her a PayPal thing for my money back. And like 20 minutes later, she cancels it. She blocks me from the group, which is like the actual Diet Bed group, and then the group that came from. She blocked me from that group. And so I told him, I'm like, I was already like, oh my God, with the no returning. And then when that thing happened, I'm like, no, this isn't okay. Like, something's wrong. And so I was like, that's just super scammy. Like, something is, you don't do that unless you're hiding something or being shady. And so I said to him, I was like, you know, it's only $50, but that's like $2,000 worth of people's $50. That's a lot of people. And I said, she's scamming that many people over something that's supposed to be like lighthearted and fun and just like a friendly, you know, weight loss competition for, like, you know what I mean? Like, it just wasn't that big a deal. And now it's like so sketchy. And so there was really no recourse, because I said this to my friend yesterday, in the moment, I was just not, it was so like fluffy that I just friends and family'd it. And so I can't get it back. Like, I can't file it through PayPal. And if you really wanted to go down PayPal's road with that, technically it's like, it would fall under gambling, so you can't do that either. Even though it's like not, it could be, like, you know what I mean? There's like enough of a gray that it's like, oh, I can't, yeah. So that's on me, again, on me. I wasn't thinking I do 3 things at once when I was doing it. I know exactly I was just checking it off my list, you know what I mean? And I just didn't think. And then, and technically it's not a good or service, like, whatever. So, and I can't lose my PayPal account, because that's how I get paid with my company, right? Like, when you book with me, you pay via PayPal. So anyway, yeah, and so one girl in that group friended me on Instagram, so I DM'd her, and I was like, hey, I got kicked out. I just wanted to let you know what happened this morning, because, like, whether or not you stay in it, I just want you to be aware, because this seemed super shady to me, and I feel like she's scamming everybody, and like, why would you act like that, and da-da-da-da. And she's like, oh shit. So like, her red flag went up. So she asked a question in the group, and she's like, well, why wouldn't you just give the money to the winner, or tell the winner how much money they have, and they get the bag that they want? And so she comments that, and then she gets the comment deleted, and in the response to the deletion, it said, I'm not getting into this. And the woman was like, why would you, like, what? And so I said, dude, I'm telling you, like, something's up. And so Jeremy's like, she's selling her used goods. And I was like, yeah, maybe, but like, I think she's probably selling counterfeit, or like there's something going on. So anyway, so she comments that, and then I'm sitting here and I'm mentally chewing on like just the why, like why, you know, like why, like this year sucks already so bad for everybody. Why would you do it? Why would you make it worse? And something that doesn't even need to be a thing. It's just a friendly, and that's why I said to him, like, it wasn't heavy. It wasn't anything like, it was just some lighthearted thing. And then I was talking to a friend of mine, and she goes, well, she's actually really good at this then, because like she knows how to manipulate. And I'm like, fuck, man. So then I'm sitting there thinking, like, it's not just about me. It's about the other people. Like, you've scammed that many people. And then I'm thinking, and you're good. So how many people have you actually done this to? And then you get pissed, right? Because you're like, and so I'm just stewing on it all day. And I'm like decorating and I'm trying to do stuff, but it's like in my head. And so Jeremy and I were talking about it last night, and he looks her up because he's, you know, tech, and he's pissed, right? He's like pissed on my behalf. And so he looks her up and finds out she's a Mary Kay consultant, and he's like, there you go. She knows how to manipulate, and she knows how to, I'm not like shitting on every single person that sells MLM, but it's one of the major reasons why I don't like MLMs. It's so shady, and the tactics to get your like auto renewal, to get like consistent revenue, where they like auto bill your credit card, all those like just, I've seen enough. I've been recruited to so many of them, and I've seen enough of like the little presentations and stuff. I don't like it. Like, it's just super suspect. It's not a good way to do business. It's not on the up and up. I'm not a fan. And so I'm thinking about it, and I'm like, she's really used to exploiting women. She's used to manipulating. She got bitchy at the gate as a way to get me to not want to engage with her and just give up because I've got shit to do today. Like, I don't have time for this. I don't need that kind of attitude at 8 o'clock in the morning. And so I'm sitting there thinking, like, God, she's good. Like, or she knows she's good with this type of person. You know what I mean? And I'm like, so I'm like going back and forth, and we're talking about it last night. It's just kind of, it's like stunning how you, or telling him was, it's stunning how like, in like 2 ways. One is, God, you can't have any fun this year. Like, if it involves another person, like the likelihood of you being able to source joy from that this year is so low. And that is so sad. You know, and I feel stupid that I just didn't have more of a guard up on it, but at the same time I'm thinking, like, I'm a good person. You know what I mean? Like, I know I am. And like I don't want to be so calloused. Like, I somehow still manage to choose, I don't know how, to believe in the goodness of people. And this year has been the hardest to keep me believing that, because this year really has disheartened me so much when it comes to just the baseline goodness in people, like how people treat each other, the way they're talking to each other. I live in Texas. There are flags all around us. Like, we go literally anywhere, and we have to drive by at least one like ranch or house, and they literally have a flag flying that says Trump 2020, make liberals cry again. He and I both said this, like, regardless of your political persuasion, the fact that you chose to put that out there, the fact that your biggest goal is to make somebody else's life harder, somebody who you probably don't even know, right? And even if you do know, why would you choose to do that? And you're just kind of, and you know, and it's that's like an example of just, we're so far gone right now with how everybody has to be just so intense and so angry and such this knee-jerk clickbait reaction, and it drives me nuts. But like, you just can't have something simple and light and fun with a group of people right now. You just can't. Everything is on fire, you know, depending where you live, sometimes literally. And it's just a bummer. Like, I told him, like, I don't want a wedding anymore. You know, like, I wanted a wedding since I knew I wanted a wedding, and then I told him, like, I just don't want one. And he's like, why? And I said, I don't want to scan the room on that day and think, where the fuck were you during Rona when we're high risk and we couldn't find food for the first month? Like, we had food scarcity. Like, we were eating like ramen and shit. You know what I mean? We were figuring that shit out. And you're going to the grocery store, and it didn't occur to you to like text me and just drop, and I'll PayPal you or do whatever, and I'll and drop it on my doorstep. Like, it's just so nuts. And you know what I mean? And it's a bummer. And so I told him, like, I just don't want any of those people there. I don't want to see them on that day, you know, because you don't deserve to be there on that day. Where were you when we needed you? Oh, but you'll be there for the free bar, and you'll be there to criticize my dress. No. And then you see it in something as stupid as that, and you think that if this is not your first time doing this. And I just kind of think about, like, I said to him, I go, I think that's really pissing me off about it isn't the me part of it, because it's like, it's fine, it's $50, I'm gonna live, it's not gonna crush me. But it could crush somebody, especially this year. And no matter how desperate you are, you don't take from other people. You don't do that to somebody else. And you know what I mean? And I just was like, God, it was like, she knew what she was doing. And just to be reminded in that simple and lighthearted of a thing, how terrible people are this year, really sucked. And that's really what pissed me off. I was like, God, you can't have anything good. You know what I mean? You can't have everything sucks. And I told him, like, oh, it would have just been extra money to have a Christmas. You know what I mean? That's what it would have gone to Christmas presents. And that would have been cool. But whatever. I was just talking to him last night. We were putting the string lights up. We were replacing the string lights that got cut with the beast getting cut down. And he and I were talking about stuff, and he said, you know, he was like, you should put this in your vlog. Like, you should, once you've like slept on it and you're not just like, you know, you should talk about it. And I said, yeah, I will. But it's also just like, can we just be nice again? Can we just like treat each other as human beings? And Joe Rogan's got this bit in one of his stand-up specials where he talks about like dolphins, and he's saying like dolphins never get caught. They're always around fishing boats, but they never get caught. So we wonder how smart they are. And he talks about like, what if dolphins were the humans of the ocean, you know? And he's like, they're smarter than humans it goes on for like 10 minutes. But he says like, what if I was a dolphin and that dolphin looks at me, because the way they look at you is different. And he goes, what if I was a dolphin and the dolphin was me, and it was just me living a different life, but it was me. So I would treat that person like it was me. And he goes, maybe that's the secret to life, is just treat everyone as it was you living a different life. And I think about that from time to time, because we all can do better on judging other people. We all have those like pissy criticisms that we have towards others, but like baseline, if you actually want other people to have a horrible life, you need to do some work on yourself. If you actively inflict harm on others and just make things harder for others for absolutely no reason, like, why? What's the goal there? What are you trying to achieve? How is that, like, what kind of sad amount of effort is that? You know what I mean? And he was, we were talking about like, well, karma, and da-da-da-da-da. And I'm like, yeah, I know. I know it's not about that. It's the principle of the matter. So, yeah. It sucks. Anyways, I was talking to my friend Beth about it. My friend Beth lives in London, and she and I go back like, I think over 10 years. And, and it was funny because she's just like, you know, kind of where I was, where she was just like, this year sucks so bad. I put my trees up in September. I couldn't take it anymore. And da-da-da-da-da. And like, everybody sucks. And why can't we all just be nicer? And who allows this level of just cruelty in the world? Like, why is this okay? And we're going back and forth about that. And I told her about it. And she so sweetly sent me an Amazon gift card for $50. And she wrote this thing about like, the amount of fuckery in the world right now. And she goes, you're too good person to have to deal with all of this and be down $50. So she sent me a gift card, 50 bucks. And we're both super into Christmas. And so there was a snow globe that I'd really wanted. It had been on my list for like probably a year. And then just for whatever reason, I haven't gotten it yet. And it's like, we all have those things, right? But I always put it in my cart and then I wind up taking it out. And so I got that. And I said to her, I was like, oh, I'm gonna get something festive and it'll be like my best Christmas decoration. And she was like, oh my God, I fully approve of this. And I was like, that way, every time I look at it, I'll be, you know what I mean? Like I'll be reminded of the goodness in people, A, and B, it's my favorite time of the year. So it just further reinforces that. So it was this nice way of like, kind of putting somewhat of a bow on it where it's like, not everybody sucks. And it also is a nice way to remind you that when you find those people, you hold on to them with all you got. You know what I mean? Like you go down with them. That's it. That's what it's about. And yeah. So this vlog's gonna be long because I've been talking for like 27 minutes, but so this is just my little, I shouldn't say little, it's long, reminder to you to just be a good person and don't add to the shit that is this year. Like, we don't need any more of a shitstorm. Every single person is going through the most traumatic year of their life in some way, shape, or form. I just filmed my first holiday haul of 2020, and now I'm going to wrap some presents. Good morning. It is Saturday morning. Time for the garden tour. I'm gonna start over here. I feel like there's been some growth. I just can't yeah, there's been some growth between last week and this. This is my Catskill Brussels sprouts. So you can see I've got kind of a lot coming up, which is thrilling because I love Brussels sprouts. And then over here we have blue curled Scotch kale, which, you know, my God, like look, right? I'm excited. And then over here we've got Chinese cabbage greens. And over here we've got watermelon radishes. So I don't have as many of those. I got like 3, but still. And we pass by the gorgeous Zinnias. Oh, love it. Okay, and then over here, this bed doesn't do as well. I don't know if it's the soil or if it's the light. I'm just, honestly, I said this so many times, but I just run experiments half the time where I'm like, this is how I learn, right? I'm new, this is how I learn. But this right here was red acre cabbage. It's not gonna come up. It would have come up already if it did. And this here is sugar snap peas. I have a little leaf right there. I don't know. I mean, I would assume that's a pea, but I don't know. So, I really think it's a sun exposure thing because it's such a different light than that gets. TBD. I really don't know. There's my little jalapeno. I cleaned up over here. Let me show you. Well, here, let me show you this first. These here are my purple beauty bell peppers. I think I'm starting to see a little bit of flowers or babies. These are my rainbow cherry tomatoes. I came through and I trimmed a ton up, and it made me nervous because I trimmed like a lot. But they seem to be doing really well. I've got some blushing. I actually ate one yesterday. It was awesome. So yeah, so we're doing okay. Here we've got my baby boo pumpkins. I don't think I'm gonna see pumpkins off of this for whatever reason. I'll be perfectly frank with you. I didn't do a ton of work on these, so maybe I will. I just don't know. But you know, I keep at it. I gotta water. I don't know. Right here are my Cherokee purple tomatoes. If you remember, I had that big stem coming off yesterday. I cut that completely off. So we're gonna see if that helps this produce anything, because I think part of it was just such a energy suck. And then over here we had beefsteak tomatoes. My first one got eaten by something. So now I've got some more though. So if you can see there, I mean, we're doing okay. We're getting there. But yeah, so that's fun. These are my tired zinnias. And then my poppies. These are black peony poppies. It's like basically just a bush. It looks like succulents. They're supposed to be gorgeous though whenever they do bloom. These are dead. These are all pretty much dead. These are watermelons. Here's my sugar baby watermelon. It's about to go. My curl is brown. The bottom here, I don't have yellow on it though. It's supposed to change. I don't know. I don't really know how this is supposed to go, but I feel like it's time. So we'll see. Over here we've got rainbow bell peppers, some more of them. I got something eating them though. So I really think I just gotta kill a lot of these watermelons back. You know, I don't know. Look at that big ass bite. And then here I've got more rainbow bell peppers, and I've got more Cherokee tomatoes right here. I don't believe I've got anything yeah, no, they're still a little small for that, but they look way better than the last one did. So I definitely have learned a lot about timing. And then I've got more sugar baby watermelons growing up here. I've learned a lot about these too. Honestly, I definitely think that next year I'm going to totally redo how I grow my melons, how I lay them out, because I mean, this thing has been crazy to watch, but at the same time, it's been hugely educational. Because I mean, I've never done it before, I didn't know. And then, just like every time, I've got my grapes and my blackberries. No update on them. And then over here, I did a lot of work on my flower beds up here, so my zinnias just look as gorgeous as ever. I mean, they just never stop. I can't say this every single time, but oh my God, grow zinnias. It is the most fulfilling flower. I cut back and pulled out my sunflowers, and I did some weeding. This is getting really like lush and dense, so I'm kind of letting it go because I don't have any plans for it for the rest of the year. I gotta prep. I will eventually prep these beds, but I don't have to do that until like January. And then over here, I trimmed out, if you remember that, I had this like huge amount of like male flowers basically. So I ripped all those out and cleared that space out just so I could, you know, see, but also just see what kind of happens. Kind of give these guys a chance to live. But yeah, so not a ton's different, but just an update. Sunflowers that I didn't plan are doing great. Those things are hugely prolific. I haven't done a thing to them. I've cut a couple off because they're just dead, but they're like way in your face. But yeah, so anyway, short and sweet and to the point. I'm trying to get some decorations done today too, because we get the kids back tomorrow, and then it kind of slows down, you know? So I'm trying to get as much like clearing as I can get done. But yeah, anyway, thanks so much for watching, y'all. I'll see you very soon. And my, just so you know, holiday content is rolling in pretty quick, so get excited. See y'all later.